Hey, it's MK, and I am back with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches. Here is the sketch by, it's Laura, but I can't make out the last name, so I apologize about that. I am going to be using some stickers from Simple Stories, the Simple Vintage Coastal, I believe is what it's called. And then I also picked out a few other bits and pieces. Some are Kaiser Craft, some are 49 and Market, and then other stickers that I pulled off of that Simple Stories sheet. I have a picture of some of my kids playing in kinetic sand, and then I'm going to be using this wood grain by Kaiser Craft from the Beach Shack collection. I am also going to be doing a 6x8 layout today. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece off first and then cut my paper in half. So I have my 6x8 and the wood grain is going in the direction that I would like. Now I'm going to also shrink up my photo as small as possible. So that way I have a little small space to be able to play around. And I honestly, when it comes to the smaller layouts, I actually kind of struggle a little bit more because I just feel like I can't use as much as I'm used to. I don't have the what is it called? The footnote or the foot. I'm trying to make up words as I go. How am I doing? Not so good. So my title is going to be Kinetic Sand Castles, and I got that from the little sticker from the Simple Stories sticker paper that just says sand castles. And so I added this wood grain thicker set that just says is this wood grain chipboard, and then it's got glitter going around it, and I thought it was very, very pretty and very soft for this particular layout. Later on I will be gluing those down, but I don't make you watch me do all that stuff because clearly they just fell right off. I'm using my little what's it called, viewfinder from 49 and Market. I believe it came from the Wedgwood collection, and I used it because up close and personal on the sketch, you can kind of sort of see one sticking out of the little cluster. Now I'm only concentrating on the lower corner of the cluster of the sketch instead of trying to do both corners. Most of that is because of how small my my footprint, that's what it's called, footprint, is on this layout. So when you try to shrink a sketch, picking and choosing what you want from that sketch is kind of the name game going on. And so for this one, I picked the viewfinder as well as the little cluster and the title going around it. And so I feel like I've grabbed that corner of this sketch in a way. So I definitely did not do as many layers, again, because of the footprint that I have on such a small layout. I did use the exact same sand paper from this layout, but I did ink the edges so that way it kind of sort of stuck out a little bit, but not too much. I didn't want it to stick out like a sore thumb. I am also using some vellum seaweed, and so if it looks like I'm fiddling with something, it's just vellum, and you guys really can't see it very well in the video. And then I'm going to take some wood grain hearts, ink them up so they're a little bit more darker than what they are as well, and place them on 2 different spots on the layout, going around the viewfinder and then over by the anchor. So I also need to find some twine for my anchor. I forgot where I put it. I almost thought that I was finished, and then I forgot my twine, grabbed it real quick, and then I'm going to twist it. And when I put it in the hole, I twist it in the way that the twine is rotating, if that makes sense. And then that way it helps keep all of it together and it doesn't fray in the center right there. So I'm just trying to loop the twine around the anchor, and I wasn't sure if I wanted it to go like around down by the little T portion of the anchor or up at the top, and I decided up at the top. And for some reason it was not it wouldn't stay down the very first time that I held it down. So I had to give it a little bit more pressure, and it was probably because of the vellum seaweed that is behind it. So it wasn't really stuck too much, I should say. And then of course, I do like to take my twine and manipulate it and put little dots of glue where I want it to stay in place. That way it's not flopping all over the layout. And lastly, I will be inking the edges just to give it a little bit more of a distressed look. And after that, I really wanted it darker on the wood grain side than I wanted on the sandy side. And that is it. Here is my finished cute little layout of just my kids' first impression of playing in kinetic sand. So now you can see the vellum seaweed a little bit better in the close-ups. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I really feel like at first I wasn't sure if I liked this sketch or not, just because of all the layers in that one little corner. I was kind of having a little, what do I do type of thing. Also, I forgot to mention the prompt again, and it was using a pattern paper for my background. So I think I did that as well. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Scraptember or 30 Days of Sketching or both. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.